In this video, we're going to talk about when you should hire a bookkeeper versus when you should not hire one. So stick around. Hi, my name is Ben and I am an accounting associate here at Mipley. Essentially what we do, we are a bookkeeping company and we minimize tax liabilities for our clients by offering them bookkeeping and accounting services. We also do payroll and offer CFO services as well. So if you do have a question or need help with anything, don't hesitate to reach out. When should you hire a bookkeeper versus when you should not? So first, let me just start by saying there's no script here. This is just me talking to the camera and sharing my perspective around this subject. Because you see, there's a lot of information out there as far as why you need to hire a bookkeeper. And that is true. Every business should have a bookkeeper, whether you hire a third party or you have someone on your staff. But I do also believe that there is a time when you should not hire a bookkeeper. So let's talk about that specifically. If you are a small business and you're just getting started, okay, let's say for example you are a plumber and you just getting started with your plumbing company, right? So you don't have a whole lot of clients, you don't have a lot of jobs going on right now, and chances are you don't have a lot of transactions within your bank account as well. So my question is, why would you run to go and hire a bookkeeper? Because what happens is not only you're just getting started, but adding a bookkeeper would just basically be increasing your expenses. So does it make sense to add more expenses when you don't have a lot of revenue coming in? Now, the other thing is, I would rather you, instead of going to hire a bookkeeper, I would rather you be the one to do your own books, because at this point, you are actually learning the basics of bookkeeping yourself. Now, imagine this. Imagine if you were the one doing your own books, learning the basics, how much more comfortable you would be when it comes to making bigger decisions later when your company gets bigger and bigger. So for example, if you're just getting started and you don't have a whole lot of transactions, right? So you pretty much would know what's coming into the account, what's going out, and how much you have left at the end of the month. I mean, that is just the basics. You should know the basics. As a small business owner, you're just getting started and you're thinking, I'm not gonna have time to do my own books. Well, you go out there and you look for somebody and they tell you, well, I'll do your books for $200 a month minimum. Perhaps you're thinking, oh, that is cheap, I can afford that. Okay, so you decide to hire someone to do your books for $200 a month, but you barely have maybe 20 or 30 transactions a month. That bookkeeper's probably spending 15 to 20 minutes on your books, guaranteed. So how much more advantageous it would be for you to save that money and you learning how to do your own books using Quickbooks or another software out there. I mean, there is so many tutorials out there on the internet right now just to help you on how to do your own books. It's you know, you can do this. Of course, this doesn't apply to all the scenarios, because if you are a new business and you're a startup and you have investors and whatnot, you have partners, it's probably a good idea to get a bookkeeper involved, an accountant, or even have somebody on staff. But for the purpose of this video, if you're a small business, you're just getting started, don't have a whole lot of transactions, I would rather you spend some time to learn this on your own and really get familiar with running the business and the operations and of course the financial side of it. Now, when should you hire a bookkeeper? Now, let's take the same example. You're a plumber and you're starting to get a lot of jobs and you've got a lot going on, and it's been, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years now, and just your company is growing, you've hired more people, and now it's getting to a point where you cannot keep up with doing the books and of course running the company. At that point, yes, whether you hire a company from the outside or you hire someone for your within your staff to do your books, to do the accounting, you should definitely consider hiring a bookkeeper in order to keep your books clean and up to date. But really, if you're just getting started, there's not a whole lot going on. There's no reason to spend that money and hire somebody to do your books. And here's another thing to consider as well. There are a lot of companies out there that'll set up a QuickBooks account for you. You know, if you don't feel too comfortable, there are a lot of QuickBooks expert. We do it as well for our clients, where, you know, if you're calling us and we may feel, well, you know what, we might be a little bit on the high end of the pricing per month, and you don't have a lot going on. You know, we'll spend an hour with you. We'll set up your QuickBooks account for you, and we'll even advise you on what to do, how to set up your chart of accounts, you know, the categories, tag things and whatnot, you know, depending on the type of business you have. And then from there, you know, it's automatic, and you just, of course, do it on your own. QuickBooks is so easy, you know, it helps you, basically tells you what to do, essentially. But of course, you know, once things start getting, you know, get a little more complicated with more activities, and of course you need that expert level or that expertise for someone who's been doing it for years, then yeah, of course it makes sense to do it. So I just wanted to make this quick video. Hopefully you found it useful, and it turns out to be our very first video here on YouTube. So I'll be trying to come out with some videos here and there, and especially as I'm learning, working with clients and whatnot, some things I might be able to help you. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.